Hey everyone, how's it going? Octopus here and welcome back to another Star Rail video. This is going to be a really easy system to farm up Stardust, Relic material for ascending, credits without wasting your stamina, and a couple other tips along the way. So we're going to jump right into this, and the way this works is that you're going to be farming the simulated universe, which takes 0 stamina if you're not farming for the relics. What do I mean by relics? Relics are these sets that you get that's pretty much your artifacts in Genshin, or if you want to call it equipment, but they are called relics in this game, and you're going to be farming these a lot, especially when you make it to higher levels like Trailblaze level 40 to 50. It's going to be like the only thing you're doing to really maximize your characters, especially your DPS. Now, what's so important about the simulated world is that it is completely free to run as much as you want, but there's a catch. There's a cap on how much resources you can actually farm. Once you do 100 kills, you're no longer be able to get any of these resources. And as you can see, these are a bunch of ascension materials that you need for your talent and your characters and your light cones, plus the relic experience, which is the biggest thing here. You're going to be saving a ton of experience by just farming this, and you can do it where you go in, kill elite mob 100 times, the first one come out. But there's a super efficient way of doing it if you do multiple runs, and I'm going to show you a bunch of pictures to show you an example of what you actually get per drop and to maximize how many times you can actually kill them for these resources. So not only is this beneficial towards farming this, but every time you complete this, even if it's not a full clear, you get yourself some credit, and you're going to be able to upgrade this tree, which is going to make it so much easier for you to clear any run you're going to do from now into the future, because there's going to be more worlds than just 1 to 6. So the more you go into this tree, the more attack you get, defense, HP, the more you can go into your blessing. Here allows you to get another one if you collect 14 of the same blessing. And on top of that, you're also going to be able to unlock everything from here, from all the curios. If you unlock a new curio, you get 30 of the polling material, and that's times 45. So every time you do these runs that are just for the first elite mob or full run in the lower worlds, you just pick the ones that are not going to help you, but the ones you haven't unlocked yet for free jade. Same thing with over here for your blessings. Pick the blessings if you're doing the ones that are in world 3, or you know you can full clear no matter what. Pick the ones you're missing so you can get that jade for each one. You don't have this one yet. When you unlock it and you get all 22, you get 80. So you get 320 for each blessing path for fully unlocking every single blessing. So that is on top of also farming all these materials you get, plus jade as well. All right, so I got to move my camera so you guys can actually see this, but if you look at the left side, beside my character is where all the drops are happening. You see that you get your fragments, but you also get those resources for ascending, upgrading, and credits. Here you see in World 1, there is no light dust, but in World 2, you get 1 light dust for killing the first elite mob, and this is just running in, killing the first elite mob, ending the session, going back out, and then going back in. That's one way of doing this if you don't have a lot of time, or if you don't want to go all the way to the end boss because you're having trouble with that world. But World 1, nothing. World 2, 1 light dust, 484 credit. World 3 gave me 2 light dusts and gave me 556 credit. And then you got into World 4, which gave you 2 light dusts. You can see the credits are going up. And then World 5, same thing too. And then World 6 gave me 3. Now, why this is important is that, again, you only have a limited amount of times you can kill them before they don't drop this loot anymore. So you want to get the most amount for each kill as possible. So World 3 seems a very safe place for a lot of players to play and just kind of put it on repeat. If you go for the full clear, you actually get more resources, and you don't have to come in here 100 times to kill the first guy over and over and over again. Because it's a total of 100 kills, you will do this 33 times in a full clear. And you can put this on auto battle to the side while you're watching anime, doing whatever, in a car ride, and you're the passenger. You can just play on your phone and just let it go, because you don't need to pay attention with how auto battle works in this game. So you can see 1,066 credits. You get the light dust times 3, and you're gonna get a bunch of resources, and in the higher worlds you get a better chance of also getting the blue upgraded versions of these. And everything kind of gives you this, so it's not really important. What's important is the light dust and maybe the credit down the line if we start spending a lot more on multiple characters. So last night on stream, I had one of my viewers, Seclarm and Surge, help me out. They took pictures of each drops that were happening while I was completing World 6, and I want to see what was the difference between the first elite mob, next one, all the way to the boss. And you can see my first kill, light dust times 2. This is World 6, so that times 3 that I got was pretty lucky. And then again, light dust times 2, but you see there's more materials and more credits. And then when it goes to the light dust elite mob number 3, it went to times 3. And then the boss at the end over here World 6, light dust times 7. And light dust times 4. So going for the last enemies in it seems to drop better resources as you go. So you want to be able to go for a full clear because you get more out of everything, more credit, more light dust, more ascension materials. You can see 1,800 over here for the boss kill, 3,195 credits with light dust times 7. So going for the full clear is actually the better idea if you want to maximize how much light dust you are getting, where you could make it easy, just do the first elite mob, exit, go back in, and you only get that times 2 or times 3. But the further you go in, the more you get, which is beneficial. And Surge was helping me out testing this as well too. You can see that he got some of the blue upgrade material, but more importantly, this is a third run of the elite mob. The first one, he got light dust times 1. The second elite mob, he got light dust times 4. So it seems like farming this in deeper is more important than just killing the first elite mob over and over and over again if you want to maximize that experience through another example. All right, back to this side. The reason this is so important is because light dust is going to be your bread and butter for upgrading your relics. You can and will be farming a bunch of stamina later on, or in this game it's called Trailblaze Power. And the only way to get more of this is if you spend your currency to use for polling, or these, which are limited and you're only going to get so much of them. So you want to save it for when you are farming 5-star relics. But while you're farming, you're not going to keep all those resources per run. And where do you farm relics? You farm them in Cavern of Corrosion for actual sets. So if you need that physical damage set, you would go here. If you need the healer set, you would go here, so on and so on. And when we get to Trailblaze level 40 to 50, we're going to be farming this non-stop pretty much. That's going to be our end game, because we want to make those perfect sets for our characters, especially our DPS. It is way more important for them to have the right substats and main stat all on their perfect set. So you're going to be running this a lot and keeping most of these 4 stars and 5 stars because they're going to come out with some decent experience or substats, and you're going to want to level them up. So you're going to dismantle all the ones you don't need, and you get about 1,500 experience per 40 stamina, where every week, if you get an average of so much Stardust, especially if you go for the full clear on the higher worlds and you get lucky with those times 7, you're going to have a bunch of free experience because each Stardust is worth 100. And you can kill those elite mobs 100 times, so you're going to average around, again, it depends how lucky you are. Let's just say you get 3 per elite mob on average. You do that 100 times, you're getting 300. Obviously, you're going to get more than that. I would say it's going to range between around 450, maybe a little less, give or take, and that is a ton of experience. So every week you're going to be killing this over and over and over again, and then you can enhance these materials. So a plus 12 here, I can't show you an example, but light dust, every single one gives you 100 experience, and the 10 I have here gives me that first level. Actually, only 5 of them give me that first level. So here's an example of how much experience you need to actually max this out. Around 27,000 experience, which would equal up to 270 of these for 1 purple gear. But for the most part, you want to just make sure that they're at, you know, level 6. Because I've been testing them, saying, okay, my main stats have good. Let's see what the substat is. I'll make it plus 3 or plus 6, depending on how good it is. And it's like, ooh, that's not that good. And then I'll stop and work on another piece. Obviously, once that piece is no good, you can sack it towards another one, and you only lose about 25% experience. But the idea here is that you're going to run out of these eventually, and you're going to run out of your other materials. So if you're always testing here and there the waters, if your substats come out right, because this was crit damage, I'm like, okay, let me check what I get here. And I got attack with defense HP. That costs to check it. And then you lose a little bit of your resources. So the more relic experience materials you get, the better. So this is why it's a really cool run to do. You get ascension materials, you get credits, but most importantly, you get this relic, and it's all free and limited per week. And again, if you guys haven't noticed, I have basically hit the cap of quest. So the game's only been out for so long, a little over a week, and I have no more story mission. It's not like, oh, you have to be level 37 to progress. It's just not here until they update it. So you're not going to be doing anything once you clear everything else, especially once you do the simulator world to level 6. The glass one in the train, I would just wait till you're stronger. You don't have to struggle, but you keep trying. But this is a really good way to start packing up that experience for your relics. So that is pretty much everything. If you guys found this video useful and you want to stick around, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. I've got a Discord. I got Twitch streaming if you ever want to come and watch me live. Links in the description for everything. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll smell you later.